Good afternoon, everyone. Today we are going to discuss a new chapter in Nursing Foundation, that is meeting needs of patient. Under meeting needs of patient, there are subdivisions are there. In that, providing safe and clean environment. As a nurse, we must know how to clean the hospital environment and how to make safety, patient safety, and reduction of physical hazards, that is fire and accidents, and we have to know hospital setup, etc. A healthy environment is fundamental to life, and attention to the effects of the environment on human health is essential. If we are to achieve the goal of health for all, as nurses working in the healthcare profession, we have a responsibility to the people of the world to be an environmental health activist and raise awareness of the health implications of environmental changes. This will be discussed in the context of environmental health advocacy in the home, community, and workplace regarding clean water, food, and air. Physical and environmental plan of the hospital. The place should not be densely populated, and hospital site should be elevated from surroundings. And after that, independent access to a street away from nuisance such as dust, smoke, bad odor, noise, and traffic. The hospital must be away from traffic, bad odor, noise, smoke, and dust, because there may be heart patients are there, and operation theaters are there. So the hospital away from the nuisance creation. And after that, adequate lighting will be there, and natural ventilation, safe drinking water facility. These are all needed in hospital. Adequate lighting, natural ventilation, and safe drinking water facility. Atmospheric temperature of 20 to 22 degrees Celsius is considered comfortable. The room should be well ventilated. Adequate and artificial light should be provided. Noise should be minimum as it interferes with the rest and sleep of the patient. Provide provision for good water supply. Sewage system must be in working order, and keep the ward neat and proper arrangements, and eliminate unpleasant odors by maintaining proper cleanliness. We have to maintain cleanliness in the hospital, and damp dusting is done to maintain the purity of air. And after that, what are the responsibilities of nursing personnel? What are the responsibilities? To delegate the responsibilities to other, to supervise the ward cleanliness, and to provide adequate supplies, for cleaning, to make the patient's environment safe. What are the disinfectants to clean the hospital? Dettol, Lysol, Savlon, Phenol, hydrogen peroxide, formalin, betadine. These are the disinfectants which are used to kill or destroy the growth of microorganisms. So we must use these detergents, these disinfection solutions, to clean that hospital. To replace or repair the damages articles. To keep the environment pleasant, to promote comfort of the patient. To maintain the unit attractive and free from physical, chemical, biological hazards. These are all the responsibilities of nursing personnel. And after that, some important points for hospital construction. How to construct a hospital, and what are the main important principles are there? Walls and floors should be non-absorbent, non-porous, shock absorbing, attractive, and fire resistant, durable, easy to clean, and damp proof. Slippery floor are dangerous. The walls and floors should be free cracks and crevices to prevent breeding of insects. The walls and floors should be non-absorbent, non-porous, shock absorbing, and attractive. And the walls and floors should be fire resistant, and it's clean at least twice a day. Important points and some more important points are there should be sufficient space between two beds. The windows and doors should be placed in such a way that natural lighting is available in room with cross ventilation. The room should be constructed in such a way that it facilitates thermal control fumigation. We must keep fumigation in the ICUs, intensive care units, that is PICU, pediatric intensive care unit, and NICU, neonatal intensive care unit, and critical care unit. We must need fumigation because to kill the or destroy the growth of microorganisms. Okay, formaldehyde should be used as solutions, disinfectant solutions to kill the microorganisms. And after that, roof, flat roofs, they provide protection against weather. Roofing materials used as tiles, asbestos, cement, metal. So roof. And next one, latrines. Latrines are placed in such a way that it does not cause bad odor and unpleasant. If they are bad odor and unpleasant, there should be discomfort of the patient. So we must use detergents or any solutions to clean that latrines twice a day, and to control the spread of infections. Main purpose, it should be placed where direct sunlight enters, because if any germs are there, they are killed by sunlight. And after that, the receptions counters and outpatient department should be near to the main entrance of the hospital for easy access of public, and inpatient department can be towards the back of building. And next one, the kitchen and dining room should be away from the hospital wards and fly proof. The kitchen and dining rooms should be away from the hospital. There should be central corridor connecting the different departments and wards. And after that, there should be provision for the isolation of patient having infectious diseases. If anyone have infectious diseases, we must be isolate that patient. There are some isolation wards are there. In that ward we keep that patient if they infectious disease. If they have infectious disease, what are infectious diseases? Example, TB, tuberculosis, or any airborne contact diseases are there. We must keep isolated that patient. Emergency doors are to be provided for the protection of patient in case of fire hazards. Okay, emergency doors must be present in the hospital, because if any fire hazards are there, it will be protected. And after that, there should be railings along the open corridors and staircases to prevent accidents by falling. Important points for hospital construction. There should be provision for recreational and divisional activities. Centralized workrooms helps to economize materials, energy, and time. The staircases, ramps, and elevators should be centrally placed. Staircases and ramps, they should be centrally placed. These are all how to construct a hospital. This is hospital setup. And after that, how to maintain the wards and proper cleanliness, and what are the solutions or agents we must use to clean that wards. Lysol, Dettol, and Savlon, etc. Disinfectants defined as the agents or solutions used to kill or destroy the growth of microorganisms. These disinfectants are the agent that free from infection. Chemical or physical agent kills vegetative forms of microorganisms. Common disinfectants are Dettol, Lysol, Savlon, Phenol, Formalin, Betadine, hydrogen peroxide. And after that, what are the responsibilities of nursing personnel? To delegate the responsibilities to other, to supervise the ward cleanliness, to provide adequate supplies for cleaning, to make the patient's environment safe, to replace or repair the damaged article, to keep the environment pleasant, to promote comfort of the patient, to maintain the unit attractive and free from physical, chemical, and biological hazards. This is the disinfection of the unit. How to disinfect the ward or any ICUs. Principles of cleanliness. First, you have to plan your work for cleanliness to avoid waste of your energy and time. First, you have to plan how to clean. Do dusting after sweeping. After sweeping, dusting will be done. And after that, dust with a clean duster. Use a damp dusting for collecting dust. Soap and water or phenol 1 is to 60. Dusting should be done from top to bottom. And after that, dusting should be done with firm and even stroke. Use covered dustbin to collect the dust and waste material. To collect the dust and waste material, we must use covered dustbin. We must cover the dustbin to collect the dust and waste material. Growth of bacteria is high in dark, moist and unclean places. So, care should be taken while cleaning the congested places. This is the principles of cleanliness. And after that, use brush when cleaning grooved surfaces. Replace all the equipments used for cleaning and wash hands after dusting. Next one, types of cleaning: daily cleaning, weekly or annually. Annually means per yearly. Daily cleaning 2 or 3 times a day. Floors. And what are under daily cleaning, what are included? Floors, articles, furniture, dustbin and cupboards. These are all we must clean daily, twice or 3 times a day. Floor, mopping, sweeping, articles, furniture, dustbin and cupboards. After that, weekly. In weekly, roof, walls, ceiling fans and cobwebs. After that, per yearly, we must washed or painted the walls or cleaned and washed. If any dirt is there, we must clean per yearly, painting the hospital. After that, what are the equipments used for cleaning? What are the equipments generally used in our home or in hospitals? Mopping sticks, brooms or brushes. Lotions means detergents or any disinfectants. After that, vim and glass cleaner, newspapers, basins. These are all the equipments used for cleaning purpose. And after that, care of patient unit. Care of patient unit is defined as keeping the patient's unit clean, neat and tidy. To provide maximum comfort to the patient, patient units is the area furnished and equipped according to the need to give adequate care to the patient. What is the purpose of the unit care? Provide comfort to patient and to prevent cross infection, to keep the unit clean and neat, to keep the unit away from microorganisms, and to prolong the life of the articles, to keep the articles ready for use. These are all the purpose. What are the purposes? Provide comfort to the patient, prevent cross infection, to keep the unit clean and neat, to keep the unit away from microorganisms, to keep the articles ready for use, to prolong the life of the articles. What are the principles? Before cleaning, you must wear gloves. Use a damp dusting, and after that, use disinfectant for cleaning. Use a brush to clean grooved surfaces. Remove albuminous material such as sputum with cold water. And after that, expose cleaned area to sunlight as it helps to kills the bacteria. After that, clean the articles and keep in sunlight. And next, types of wards in patient units. What are the wards present in the patient units? Private room, general ward. Bedroom with all other toilet facilities, private room. General ward means where several patients are placed in one ward, that is general ward. This is about care of patient unit. Okay. And hospital setup, how to construct the hospital, and how to clean the hospital environment. The hospital must have good drainage system and control of arthropods, vermin and animal pest, and control of noise, collection of safe disposal of refuse and excreta. Physical and environmental plan of the hospital is most important. As a nurse, you have to know how to construct a hospital and hospital setup. You have to know adequate lighting and natural ventilation, safe drinking water facility, and after that away from nuisance. The patient care unit should be avoid from nuisance, that is any noise pollutions are there or any bad odor, smoking, dusting or any traffic should must be avoid nearer to the hospital. The place should not be densely populated. And this is the under meeting needs of patient. This is one topic, patient unit care. What is the role of a nurse in safe and clean environment? Role of a nurse. Nurses have an important role to play in general environmental management in the workplace. In this article, the authors have reviewed the theoretical and historical foundation of environmental. And after that, it has also pointed to ways in which nurses can work to prevent the entry into healthcare facilities of materials that can be environmentally hazardous, and identified environmental problems related to solid, biohazardous, and hazardous chemical waste. And general cleaning of ward and equipments. General cleaning: sweep and mop the floor at least twice a day. You have to sweep and mop the floor, not you. Cleaners will be there na, so you are the responsibility, you take responsibility for cleaning the ward. Clean the floor with antiseptic solutions and keep the unit well ventilated, and do not close the top ventilating windows. Dust the walls and roof from time to time in order to remove cobwebs. Clean the windows and doors regularly. What are the furniture present in the hospital? Furniture: bedsteads, lockers, cupboards, and bed cradles, backrests, tables, chairs, stools. These will be cleaned every day. We must notice. We have to in charge of that particular cleaning, because if any dust is there or any microorganisms is there, directly spreading the infection to you only. So we must care about that. Bathroom cleaning is more important. Avoid stagnation of water on the floors. Dispose the waste material properly in dustbins, and wash the floors every day. And lavatories also, check the flushing system is in working condition or not. Clean it with cleaning powder using a brush. Scrub and wash the floors daily. Teach the patients and relatives regarding the proper use of lavatory. As a nurse, you have to teach the patients how to use all equipments in, or all anything in hospital, how to use washrooms and how to use bed and how to clean the surrounding area. You have to teach the patients and relatives regarding the proper use of lavatory and bed. And wash basins, clean them twice a day with cleaning power using a brush, and remove the spots with some spot removing agent, and pour boiling water down the wash basin drains every day. And after that, we have to clean the patient's unit regularly and store food properly, and close the windows and doors. These are all about how to clean and how to make the hospital environment clean and neat. As a nurse, we must know about this. Okay, thank you everyone.